Alright, so learning is basically something that I used to think about. I used to think that learning was boring, to be honest. I used to think that learning is just nothing, it's basically useless and stuff. I didn't even realize that I was literally learning while playing video games. I mean, learning how to be more skilled, be more better at games, and like, but games are bad habits. So let's not talk about it. Games are like very addicting, so let's like they're just something I wish to never be addicted again. So, anyways, we're gonna talk about like learning is basically something like there are multiple ways to learn. You can learn through your mistakes when you like basically when you like try and approach a person and like basically it got awkward, or like you went for a social event and it got awkward as well. Your brain will like tell you to like, all right, since this got awkward, let me see what happened as to why this became awkward. One, I lacked confidence, and two is basically I didn't have friends by my side. So, and also I was new and basically new level, so I need to keep on practicing and practicing conversations. And basically, like that's basically the first way to learn, learning from your mistakes. Like literally everybody knows that. Like our brain just tells us, oh yeah, next time will be better. Next time will be less awkward and be more social. But the thing is here is that if you give up, if you stop being social, basically your brain would like stop. Your brain would stop learning and like trying to regain like the things, or like trying to increase the skill of like socializing. Like basically there's also a few different ways, like in like games, or like games like rhythm games that I used to be addicted to. When you play games like that, basically like you tap 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 tap, and then you lose because after a few tapping you lose because you remembered, because you realize you didn't practice that part enough. So basically you get better, your brain's like, all right, next let's keep practicing this. There, we're better now. All right, next time is better now. Like the best example for me is just the socializing. It's just that our brain will tell us next time will be better. Like when we make a mistake, you can't learn without making mistakes. So you should consider mistakes as something that is okay and fine, or maybe even a good thing, because oh, I made a mistake accidentally. Like do not try to like do the mistakes because that is already obvious. Like just do them, just end up doing a mistake accidentally and then saying to yourself, yeah, this is okay, this is needed, because that is the mindset that you need. So like if you wish to learn great, you literally just need to like be patient. Like there are multiple ways to learn. Like that's just the first way, which is to learn from your mistake. There's also different ways to learn, which is basically like learning from podcasts, or like learning from guides or something. Like let's say a person were telling you like, let's say a guy tells you that how he quit his like porn addiction. Like let's say a guy tells you how he quit his porn addiction. Like first things first, this guy, first you are, let's say you are addicted and this guy is like gonna tell you how to like quit your porn addiction, and like you listen to him because you're so like he will tell you, okay, this is the way to quit watching porn, and basically like here's are the ways you gotta stop, you gotta resist the urges, or and you gotta like replace porn with something else and basically distract yourself. And it's okay if you lose, because it's like fapping in the times of no fap. When I was doing no fap, basically day one day one I tried resisting and then I failed, and then I reached day two and then I failed, and then I keep on learning. Oh, the reason I fell was because I was scrolling on YouTube, so I stopped there, and then I reached the third day, and then I realized I felt so intense urges and I fought and then I failed. And then the next, like, I realized on day 3 I failed because, I felt the intense urges and that I couldn't do it and that I couldn't hold it. So this time I will have bigger willpower. And then I learned that. And then basically the third day I was able to stop myself because I learned that I learned to hold the urges, and basically the urges were weaker. So of course I didn't literally, like, that is like the way of learning. And basically, like, after that it went for like a week, and then in the first week I was like feeling really intense urges, the stronger the third day. So I fapped, and then I realized to myself, oh, on that on that time, on like the first week of no fap, the urges were very intense. I need to get stronger. I need to like learn how to like control the urge. So basically a week passes by, and I learned, oh yes, I remember that this urge. I remember this really strong urge. Yeah, I can feel it, but it's easier now. I have it in my hands now. I can control myself better with these urges. And then basically I was able to hold it, and then passed the first week, and there was no more urges until the next month. That's literally how I stopped my fapping addiction. Like, I was addicted to fapping, bro. Like, I was fapping like once every day, and then sometimes 3 times a day. Like that's literally how I stopped it. It was very simple that way. I just kept learning and learning from my mistakes. Like, this is why learning is very important, and like teaching it to others makes you learn even more. Like, makes you remember what you learned. Like, even though you like stopped, even though you're done like watching a video, or like, let's say, even though you're done now, you're done with the video or like the podcast or something. You're now done with like, you have learned now that this is the ways and stuff like that. Even if you don't take action, you will still remember it. Like, when it's finally time for you to take actions, like of course it's important to actually take action, or else you won't properly learn what you've like learned. You won't properly remember it if you don't take action. But it does come in a time when, like, it's finally time to take action, and like, you will remember what you learned. But that is if you are not like, if you don't distract yourself with video games, because like they kind of fill your thoughts with lots of thoughts on what to do, and but yeah, it's literally just when it's finally time to take the action. Now it's time, or it's time. I'm gonna go ahead and approach now, because I just learned. Like, let's say yesterday you learned like you're not addicted to anything, and like you're just continuing learning, and then basically we're just learning, right? And then tomorrow, all right, tomorrow's the day for me to take action. I was learning about social skills on this book. I was reading, oh, this is the ways. Oh yeah, I gotta smile, and I gotta like look into their eyes. Oh yes. And then like, tomorrow's the time now. I will do this tomorrow. Like, this is quite procrastinating, but I will do this tomorrow. And basically, when you go tomorrow, when you go out, you will remember, oh yes, I remember. I gotta smile and like hold eye contact with people. Like, yeah, like, it will still come for you. But it's better to take action, because it's way less, it's way more less than it's way less uncool or lame, or something like that. But yeah, that's all. If you wanna support me, you can subscribe. Keep on improving life.